Hey ComiConverge fans, Aaron Sagers here, on the ground at WonderCon. As you probably know, there's a new Child's Play movie coming out, and I gotta tell you, this Chucky, he's not playing around. Starring Mark Hamill and Aubreyplaza, we got to talk about the new movie, so I want you to check it out.
We're gonna talk a little bit about Child's Play. And yeah, we see there's the same guy, so that's the presentation. I want to give the word out to, what's your name again?
My name's Aaron.
Aaron will take over from now, thank you.
Wow,
Good intro.
you should really have my job. Now, I mean, like, no pressure or anything. All right, but now I get to grill you because, all right, well, okay, so I guess the first thing with Chucky is, like, you guys kind of tease this in the panel, but it seems like Chucky is not going to, he's a friend to the end, but it sounds like he has other technological friends in the mix. Can you talk anything about maybe other appliances or ways that he's gonna, like, kind of mix things up so he's not a solo threat?
Sure. Well, I mean, definitely, without ruining or revealing too much, a big part of it is the idea that this product is able to connect with other products by this company, Caslin. So, and this is a product that develops all kinds of different electronics. So, Chucky can basically connect to different things, control different things. But I think it's important to also, like, this isn't Baby Terminator. Like, the idea isn't that it's all about murdering through electronics or different, you know, pieces of. I think a lot of what's interesting in the movie is that he uses a lot of those things to instill psychological terror. You know, if you can connect to a wireless speaker and hear people through it, or speak to people, or use the television to show messed up stuff, and I think that's a lot of the fun is because that's something that's so key to the character of Chucky, is that twisted kind of nature. He's not just a doll that kills. He plays with his enemies, and he plays these games of manipulation, and that's where a lot of the fun of that technological aspect, I think, really kind of comes through.
Yeah. Well, and I guess along those lines, you know, we're used to sort of the darker tone and the darker colors of horror movies, but also when you introduce like a company like Caslin, I'm kind of wondering, like, is it going to be a lot of clean design, well lit horror type of things? Tell me just a little bit about the look of this Child's Play and the Chucky's world.
Yeah, well, it's also, everything kind of comes from the script, and this was kind of set in the kind of a Detroit, Michigan universe, and it, you know, the look of the movie kind of came from that. It's more like this gritty, low-income, populated area. Also to kind of get us the motivation for Karen and Andy in the movie, like their status quo in the beginning. But the look of the movie is, you know, there was very this kind of Amblin feel when you read the script, based on like Chucky and Andy. So finding the look of the movie kind of came a little bit from that, and you know where they were in the state of the U.S. But yeah, it's a gritty. And get the horror look. Of course, you have to have the dark lit. When it comes to contra the high-tech design from Caslin, you know, it's the same as we live in this day. Like, regardless of your income, many people have an iPhone. So it's the same with this. Like, even if it's a high-tech company, you can have the dolls and you can have all the other products. It's basically for everyone. So it will be integrated into the whole process.
All right. Well, and I guess, like, you know, with Chucky as a toy, like, dolls we've seen scary, you know, like throughout films for generations. So how are you kind of switching up the fear factor of Chucky beyond just the tech, you know, element? How is he a different kind of scary creature than the other scary dolls that we've seen out there in the past?
One element that I think is really cool about this iteration of Chucky, the doll Chucky is a product that is an intelligent doll that's supposed to be able to walk around and communicate in a way that, and because of that, you have a doll that can do like in the original Child's Play, it was scary that Chucky could move around, you know, and he would be hiding in the shadows. And in this iteration, the fact that Buddy, the doll, can already do that makes that okay, and it kind of hides the terror in plain sight, I think. Like, Chucky doesn't always have to hide in the shadows because he's supposed to be able to walk around. He's supposed to be able to communicate with people, and in some ways I think that makes things a bit scarier because suddenly you have something where you don't know when playtime is going to turn into murder time, you know, because it's on screen and it's there, you know. So for me, that's kind of an interesting thing about the technology angles. You get to play with a slightly different version of Chucky that doesn't have to be hiding and doing all these things off screen, but he's a character that, you know, can still be on screen, but you don't know when he's going to kind of switch over.
All right, ComiConverge fans, thanks for geeking out with us at WonderCon and checking out all of our amazing coverage. We look forward to seeing you at the next con.